guys, welcome to Mediumship by Picasso. My name is Picasso Roberts, and I'm so glad you're stopping in. Today is January 2nd, 2023, and if you're here, this is typically the day that I'll post the spirit message and card pull for the week. So for this week, it's going to be January 2nd through January 8th, 2023. And holy freaking shitballs, I cannot believe we made it all the way through 2022. I don't know. It wasn't, to me, it was not as rough as 2021. And I know that everybody was freaking out about 2020 and COVID and all that, but I am here to tell you 2021 was a lot rougher than the other two. But as I sat down in meditation today and I asked, I'm like, all right, so what's the spirit message for the week? Like, what are we going to talk about? And I heard, what were the things? I didn't get like a typical, write it out message like I sometimes will get. I heard change. I heard body consciousness. And what was the other word? I can't remember what it was. I didn't write it down. I got distracted. I got a little distracted. But, when I lean into change, it's not a bad thing. Change is not a bad thing. I think it's our constant. I think it's that one thing that we can always count on. If you are sitting still and your life hasn't changed any, what the flip? What are you doing? We're in this space to experience the good, bad, and the ugly. So no matter what that is for you, if it's sitting in one spot and you want a whole lifetime of that, God bless you. For me, I got to move and shake. I got to make sure that things are moving and shaking and I'm doing stuff and experiencing life. And sometimes that looks really scary. And sometimes it's like, oh, it's so sweet, when I lean into the whole change thing, and I ask Spirit, like, because I'm asking now as I'm talking to you, I'm like, all right, let's get into this just a little bit more. And then I'll do the card pull for you guys. The one thing I'm hearing with change is gain perspective. First of all, embrace it. Embrace change, right? You're going to hold it. You're going to feel it. You're going to taste it sometimes. You're going to smell it. You're going to experience it and sit for a second and don't be afraid of it. No matter what happens, don't be afraid, because fear can cause some really screwed up things in your life. Even when I'm at the bottom of the stinking barrel and I'm having a really hard time, fear is not my go-to. Frustration, yeah. Anger, sometimes. Sadness, maybe. But fear, not so much. Not so much. There's some other emotions that I'll go to first. But fear can really drastically harm your soul, your body, your physical condition. If you hang on to fear, it can create some problems. And manifest some physical things that you don't really probably want. Just saying. So, oh man, did that come off on my hand? It sure did. So I write on a pen, with a pen. Some of it came off on my hand. So when I ask Spirit about change, and they want to talk about perspective and gaining perspective on the path moving forward. It's a little bit like what they were talking about last week about looking forward. Don't look back. Don't look back. So change and looking forward and gain perspective on the path that you want to take. Gain perspective on the things that you're willing to put up with now. Not what you have dealt with and done in your past, but looking forward, moving forward. decipher those things that you're willing to tolerate. So as a woman, I'm hearing, because sometimes it happens this way, do I want to tolerate the man in my life, which there isn't a man in my life right now, but do I want to tolerate that person in my life? Do I want to embrace them? Do I want them to change with me? Are they changing with me? Are they, how are things feeling moving forward? Do I want to spend more time with that? Do I want to grow that? Gain perspective about the things in your circle. Gain perspective about your thought pattern, right? One of the interesting things today, as I was flipping around on YouTube, I kept coming across Joe Dispenza and some of his information on thought pattern and on making positive change in your life. And a friend of mine, little Miss Sam out in California, she sent me a book. What's it called? Actually, it's going to be my homework this week. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And this is by Joe Dispenza. This is what it looks like. On some of the videos, he was talking about that. And the subtitle on that is how to lose your mind and create a new one. So the problem is that we get stuck in that thought pattern of, am I good enough? Can I get this done? Can I accomplish this? Am I worthy of doing that? Will I have enough money? Do I have enough money? Am I going to survive in this or that? Will I be accepted? Am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? Like all the am I's, or that valuing yourself kind of thing, or devaluing yourself in so many instances. And the whole idea about changing the thought pattern is so that you can allow the good things to start flowing, because we block ourselves from having good things come to us. And I know it sounds a little ethereal and a little woo-woo, but you know what? It is the science of it. And not that I'm a smarty farty or anything like that, but you're talking about, quantum physics, that what you put out is what comes back. So really be careful about what you think, how you think, what you're putting out into the world. If you're throwing around anger and fear and frustration and confusion, then that may be coming back to you. It happens to me too. It doesn't just happen. I'm not saying it happens to everybody out there and not me. For goodness sakes, no. This is, I am a constant work in progress. But the whole idea is to progress, is to get that forward motion and help things to be a little bit easier, or a lot easier. Hopefully, knock wood, a lot easier. That's my goal. I'd like to be able to do what I do, and, working with spirit and connecting people with spirit, and helping to find missing persons and lost pets, or, things like that, and do platform mediumship demonstrations and gallery work, so that I can help others have a better understanding of what the possibilities are. I did not come up this way. I did not come up understanding all of this. It took a lifetime. I'm 57 right now. It took a lifetime of going through the shit to figure out, what is possible. And just like you guys, it can be a struggle still, it can be a struggle. So, anyway, the spirit message for the week is not really the message. Two words are the strongest right now. And when we do the card pull, let's see if it connects with what the two words are, which are change and perspective. So let's focus on those two things. All right. So if you are in the North Florida area and you want me to come and do a platform dem for your group of people, give me a shout. Just give me a shout. When I do a charity donation, I expect you to make contact with me. I'll make contact with you, and let's get you dialed in to the date and the time that you are going to have your reading. It's not going to work for you to contact me and then I'm not going to chase you down. I'm not going to do it. I might have done that in the beginning of my journey, like, oh my gosh, I just want to make sure they get their reading, blah blah blah. Hell to the no. If you want a reading, you better damn well reach out, and I am happy to do that reading for you because you want it, and and rightfully so. But there's two right there. I am not going to chase you down for you to get your reading. And I had somebody reach out last year. I did a donation for one of the Spirit Fest events, and somebody won a book and a reading and contacted me and then never followed up with me, never gave me a date, a time. And then more than a year later, they're like, well, my reading. I'm like, dude, that expired. It's been more than a year. Get over yourself. Yeah. So 2 cards. Anyway, what I'm saying is if you ever win anything from me or, one of my donations, reach out ASAP so that we can get you in on the schedule. Okay. So from my deck, I pulled 2 cards from the I'm no angel, but I'm trying. Da, da, da. And the first card, I love this card. Shit or get off the pot. Do something. Make a move. Any move. Get some momentum. Right there. Do something. Anything. Get some momentum. Don't just sit around on your ass and not do anything. You've got to make a move. Make a decision. Key in. Plug in. Do something. Because the world is not going to plop it in your stinking lap. They're just not going to do it. And I don't mean to be so rough with my verbiage today. I'm really sorry. But I guess I'm a little spiky when it comes to certain things. But yeah, let me ask about this a little bit more. Hang on a second. People are letting grass grow under their, getting too comfortable. It's so funny. So Spirit showing me, how they say, moss growing under your feet, but Spirit showing me grass literally growing under somebody's feet. And it's not just under the feet. And then all of a sudden it starts growing up and like up around the ankles and it's getting really high because there's no movement. There has to be movement. There has to be movement. You've got to do something. Indecisiveness may or may not be your problem. Figure it out. Do something. Make a move. Shit or get off the pot. Do something. Right? If you're hearing this card is for you. Do something. Make a decision. Don't just sit there because it's not going to change for you. You have to do it. What else with that one? Anything? Oh, they're talking about making amends. They're talking about making amends as well with regards to that. Do something. Should have got off the pot. Do something. Yeah, I hear you. So there's something about making amends and allowing that wound to heal, not just walking away from it and letting things fester, but being the one to step forward and make amends with regards to a relationship. That's a really important deal, right? Communication is key. It's not easy, always. It's not easy, but they're words. So what's it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anything. Relax. So the second card is, hey, you need to listen to your intuition and trust you might just be right. When you ask a question to yourself, should I do this or should I do that? Or if you're asking a question to Spirit and you're not sure if you're hearing right, close your eyes and take a deep breath and then just ask it again. And typically it'll be that thing that floats to the top. That answer will float to the top. And then when that answer comes up, ask either in your mind's eye or out loud, is that astute? Is that astute? Meaning, if I do that thing, is that operating with awareness? There's a lot of second guessing. I do this sometimes too, but I always ask, if I'm not certain, I'll ask Spirit, are you sure? Which is really funny because, I don't know, it just strikes me as funny. And I'll hear a yes or a no. And if I really need to double check, I'll grab the pendulum and go, is that astute? And then I'll get the yes or no just as confirmation, Quit second guessing yourself. You might just be right the first time. You don't have to go all the way around the block again. You don't have to. So crazy. Anyway, anything else with that? No, there's nothing else with that. So we got, should I get off the pot and listen to your intuition? That's from my deck. And then, come on, let go. And then the next deck that I'm going to pull from is Spirit Messages. This is the John Holland deck. It's a 50 card deck and it's got a guidebook, but I don't really pay much attention to the guidebook because usually I'll just listen, see what's going on. When I'm shuffling this deck or any deck, I'm shuffling like this and I have to have, I've got no of those hangy things for the, for the sound, right? It has to be right in front of me and makes it really difficult to maneuver or do anything. So hang on a second. Yeti, you're hogging up space. I'm glad I have you. This Yeti little sound system, what sound system? It's a speaker. It's a microphone. And I'm glad I got it. So a couple of years ago, I was doing a radio show. I had my own show on A1R Psychic Radio. And don't get excited. You have to pay for airtime. And I had to pay, when you have a show like that, you have to pay for that time. But it was a good experience. And callers will call in and that sort of thing. I would love to have a weekly show on a regular radio station here locally. And I have reached out to radio stations, but, I get crickets back. So screw that. I'm not going to chase you down. You want to work with me? Great. I have reached out and see how that? Oh, what a great card too. I love that. We'll do one more. Can we do one more? That's a good one. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the first card that you saw fly out is support. Support. Let me get that up closer so you can see. It's a really beautiful card. Beautiful card. Let me ask what they want to say about this. Hang on a second. Support. They're saying, you have to remember that we're there for you. You have to remember that we hold you in our hands, that we're the ones that holding you up. And it's interesting because they have the egg. And I'm like, look at the hands holding that. What is that? And it's an egg. From the very beginning, we hold you up. From the very beginning, from the start, from the first breath, from the first cry, from the first laughter, from the first love, from the first taste of food, from the first taste of life. We hold you together. We hold you up. Remember that we're here for you. Remember that we're here for you. Remember that we're here for you. It's really kind of beautiful. And as much as I yelled at Spirit these last few weeks, when I was going through what I was going through, I mean, I could feel them, but going through what I was going through, it was still so hard. And gosh, why does it always have to be so hard? It doesn't have to be that hard all the time. But oftentimes it's us that makes it hard. I make it hard on myself, just to get through that experience, to get through the other side of it. But what they're showing me is like hands and hands holding me up, holding us up, that we don't have to get through it alone. God or whoever it is that you believe in, your source, and your spirit guides and your angels, they are there to support. It's really quite beautiful. It's very beautiful. So that's the first card from this Spirit Messages deck. And the second card, is there anything else with that? They're saying have peace in your heart, knowing that the support is there. Just have peace in your heart. Not always easy. It's not always easy. I get it. But find that speck. Find that little bit of knowing that there's peace there for you. Anything else on that one? I don't think anything else on that one. And the second card is Caregiver, which is very interesting considering the ad that I'm just getting ready to put up. Caregiver. And it's got, again, with the hands and the heart energy in the hands. Caregiver. Let me just ask what they want with this, what they're saying with this one. Let me show it to you again. So what they're saying with the Caregiver card, Caregiver, there are things that you know, literally, that you have knowledge about that can help others. And that's not just, it's not, what? Doesn't have to always be about the science of something. Sometimes it's just a basic knowledge. So you know what it feels like when you're having a hard time and somebody comes along and puts an arm on your back, a hand on your back, a hand on your shoulder, a touch, that caring touch. That's what they're showing me with this card. So remember to do that for others so that people know that they're not alone as well. You have the instinctive wherewithal to work that energy for other people. So what's that? There's a quote. I'm going to probably mess it up really bad. It's in that book Paul Coelho wrote, The Witch of Portobello, I think it's called. And it's something to the effect of, if you hold the light, why would you keep it behind the door? I have the quote wrong, but it's something along those lines. And basically that means to share your light. And the Caregiver card is really about that. It's caring about others. It's about being there for others. It's about giving the knowledge and the energy that you have to give. Help others get through what it is that they're going through. Interesting. So interesting, because I'm getting ready to put an ad up on Craigslist to be a let me put these here. Hold on a second. These the two cards. Caregiver and support. To be a senior sitter. Along with the mediumship business. So as I build my practice, because I don't have a crap ton load of clients right now, I have to make a living at it. But I still want to do the work. I still want to do the energy work. And doing that, working that magic, working that energy. It's not magic in a craft, if you will. This is about working good energy and loving energy to help people get through their day. It's about healing loneliness as well. Loneliness is a big killer for some people. Not everybody has Not everybody has family. Not everybody has a circle of friends. Not everybody has, what you have. If you have loving family members, believe me, not everybody has that. Not everybody has the ability to go out and make friends. Maybe they don't have the money to go out and do things, even though there's a lot of free stuff, but maybe they don't have the courage to do that. So I don't know. I like the cards this week. I liked them last week too, but I like the cards this week. I like the message in that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't have any events going on right now. If you're interested in booking me for an event, please do. I'm super excited to get out there and start doing some things outside of the box. I want to change. They were talking about change. I want to do some things that are different. I want to do some things that are unusual and still be able to help other people progress and move forward with this kind of stuff if this is what interests you. If it doesn't interest you, move along and you don't have to listen to it, and that's okay. I'm going to be working on the shorts that are going to be on the YouTube channel here at Mediumship by Picasso. Some of it's going to be wildlife in Florida. Some of it's just going to be some funny little clips and bibs and bobs that I've had from along the way. And some of it's going to be educational, working with the pendulum, doing energy work, talking about, different things. But those shorts are short. They're short. And they're less than a minute, and sometimes it's something that'll make you laugh. Sometimes it's informative. So take a minute, but don't forget to, while you're here, even if you're popping on for a short, please subscribe. Help me build this channel. I'm asking you for the help, and I hope that you just take the second to smash the subscribe button. It's going to help out quite a lot. It's not that big a deal. And most of you that subscribe, I don't even know who you are because of your settings. I can't tell who's who and who's joined and who hasn't joined and all of that. But for the ones that have joined, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Subscribed, not joined, because it's not a club. It's free. And, I'm yakking away. So anyway, have a great week. Don't be afraid of change. Let it happen. Be forward thinking in the things that are possible for you and yours. Be brave, be courageous, and try new shit. Just try it. Try something new. Again, if you want to book me for a reading, go to mediumshipbypicasso.com. That's my website. Go to my website. Poke around, see what you see what you like, book a session, but have a good week. All right? Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Bye, guys.